Hello, welcome to this month's broadcast. The book we're reviewing this month. Bear with one moment whilst I just adjust my screen. One moment. You can see the sunlight like glazing on my skin, but not really seeing the sunlight itself. Just move this. Hey there. Yeah, the book we're reviewing today, or this month, is called The Persistent Grower. Making Personal Growth a Priority. And this book is written by Shaniel Mcgawan-Francis. And I believe she's based in Jamaica. So it's another book from Jamaica. And it's another one published by Yahweh's Anointed Publishing. Okay. Diving straight in. Just like last month's book, we see there's a gift page where a dedication page where you can gift it to someone and say it's from and what date it's presented on. So yeah, that looks like the format of this book. I think when I first picked or saw this title, but I saw it as perhaps another personal growth book. Very much the title does kind of indicate that, and quite a profound picture there of what looks like a plant that started off as a seed breaking through concrete. And so that's persistence, isn't it, in growth? That's certainly showing persistence in growth there. So this book, I feel and believe, is going to produce us with some hard, facts-based knowledge that's going to help us through tough situations, that's going to help us to continue keeping on, even when things get rough. This is what I'm picking up as to what this book is about. I could be wrong, but let's dive in further and see what we get. Okay, inside the book I can see also there's some email addresses of the writer. They've left, she's left some email addresses where you can contact her, so that's good. If you need any further assistance, most probably in coaching, etc. Then we come to the dedication page. This book is dedicated to those who have experienced setbacks but continue to push towards living a purposeful life. Yes, I think we could all relate to that. Certainly if you've got to my age and experienced life. Okay, so the persistent grower acknowledgements. The author states, I honor the Most High God for creating and positioning me with people who help fuel my growth. Thanks to my husband, Mcgawan-Francis, for his love and support, to my children, Alexis Marie, Joshua, and Josiah. I love and appreciate you. I thank my spiritual father and mentor, Apostle Courtney McLean, another one of his daughters, in the sense of in Christ. For his continuous support, mentorship, and guidance. Thank you to my friends, Minister Kashima Harris, Minister Babette Rigg, Deaconess Anna Kay Williams, and Tanya Walker for their prayers and loving support. My family, mentees, and others who have supported me, thank you. Thank you to the Wire to Win core team, headed by Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean, for empowering me as a certified WTW DNA coach with the trainings and systems which have assisted greatly in me producing this book. Thank you, the readers, for choosing to use this book to help you in your journey of personal development. There is always room for empowerment, and I celebrate you. So yes, my assumptions were quite correct. Okay, so preface. Dear persistent grower, before we dive into this book, let me share a story with you and some wisdom nuggets. Several years ago, Julian bought a lime tree at a farmer's market. When Julian bought the lime tree, it was with the promise that it would grow, bear and yield fruit in a few months. As such, with much joy and anticipation, he planted it in his backyard and religiously watered it. As the weeks went by, so did his anxiety. Upon observation, the tree seemed stunted rather than sprouting. Thoughts of disappointment lingered in Julian's mind as the months rolled by and the plant still struggled to grow. What Julian didn't realize was that the tree was being attacked by different elements, which caused it to struggle to function as it was supposed to. So he was curious about what was happening, leading him to examine it closely. After careful examination, he realized that the tree was littered with caterpillars. The caterpillars appeared to be one of the reasons for the stunted growth. But the most amazing thing was that the plant still showed signs of life, even while the caterpillars fed on the leaves. The more the caterpillars fed on the leaves, the more leaves were produced. Though the leaves were being eaten, the branches spread wider. In essence, the plant persistently grew. Similarly, you too have to be a persistent grower. You have the ability to grow in all areas of your life, regardless of the negative experiences. The negative experiences can be used as a driving force, pushing you to rise out of the situation and to work harder to achieve your goals. Let's use another example. A vehicle. In order for a vehicle to drive, power must get from the engine through the transmission to the wheels. While that is a simplified outlook of how our vehicles work, it is a good starting point when considering where there might be an issue when your vehicle is not working correctly. When your engine revs, but your vehicle won't move, there could be a few factors causing the problem. As you experience different struggles in life, you have to look at what could be a possible outcome. It is not easy to see a favorable outcome in a bad situation, but you have to keep moving forward. Identify the challenges and find a way to fix them, like a vehicle with a problem. It needs someone with the expertise to fix it. Likewise, you may need someone to guide you and provide the necessary assistance to get you to a better place. Fair comment. There may be several hindrances to your growth, but you have to be determined to transition into a better you and keep growing from strength to strength as you break through barriers and limitations. Personal development is necessary, and like the tree having the ability to grow, you can too in every area of your life. To do so, you must be intentional and strategic as you employ the right systems to ensure growth in all areas of your life. Persistence coupled with discipline and consistency will unlock your next level of productivity. Regards, Shaniel, Mcgawan-Francis. Well, that's a wonderful intro there to the book. Now we move to the contents page, so we see exactly what's in the book itself. Okay, acknowledgements, preface, introduction, personal growth gauge, personal growth assessment checklist, spiritual life, personal life, family life, my personal checklist, personal mission statement, reflection, progression. Then it starts on chapter 1. So it's a bit of a build-up before you actually get to the chapters in the book. The first chapter is the key to perseverance, reflection. Now, when I think of reflection, I see it as relaxing thoughts and reminiscing over things that's happened in the past and try and sort of relax about it and, just a bit of daydream, but I'm sure that's not quite what the reflection is she's referring to. I'm sure it's more productive is in how can things be done better, but we'll see as we go on. Chapter 2, ingredients for growth, checking my growth temperature, reflection. Chapter 3, growth restrictor, the comfort zone, stages of the comfort zone, reflection. Okay, lots of reflection each stage. Chapter 4, overcome the fear of failure, reflection. Yeah. Chapter 5, causes for procrastination, reflection. Chapter 6, overcome procrastination, the growth, failure, disease, reflection. Chapter 7, growth requires stretching, reflection. Chapter 8, develop the right habits, reflection. Growth declarations or affirmations for my manifestation. Persistent growers, empowerment, nuggets from a persistent grower. Section 1, item 1. Section 1 from item 2, section 1, item 3. Section 1, item 4, section 1, item 5, section 1, item 6. Books by the author, author's contact details. So that's pretty much the content of the book. So let's move on and see what we come to. Okay, the intro. Personal growth requires much work. Along with other ingredients to ensure success, this book is written to share nuggets on growth and provide guidance on applying strategies to grow in different areas of your life. Persistence is one of the most important qualities of successful people. There are many obstacles to face, so without persistence, it is impossible to achieve much. People often quit just before reaching their goals because they lack persistence, but if you hang in there long enough, you will eventually reach your goal. And I sincerely believe your enemy fights you on your persistence and repeatedly doing things because he knows you're going to achieve if you keep doing it. That's what I found. So growth takes intentional efforts to move from one place to another. You must have the willpower to do so. Your reason to grow must be determined, because if you lack the knowledge of why you are doing what you are doing, you will stop along the way. And if you travel somewhere new without the correct navigation system, you may get lost along the way. There may be several turnarounds, wrong turns, and stops, coupled with frustration because you struggle to get where you want to go. It is important for you to determine where you want to go, devise a plan to get there, and be determined to push as you take the journey. There may be winds to push against, stumbling blocks to hurdle over, as well as other challenges. But you must be determined to keep moving forward. There is a new version of you waiting to be unlocked, and several persons waiting on you to impact their lives. A butterfly goes through a complete metamorphosis, transformation, or change, where it looks different in every stage of its biological process, from an egg to a butterfly. In each stage, it looks different and operates differently. You must be determined to go through the stages of your growth and be ready to look, feel, and sound different to those around you. Be comfortable with the changes that will take place in your life. You are valuable. You are important. Your life is necessary. You have much to offer the world. Let's journey to the next stage of your development, and don't forget to celebrate along the way. A better version of you is on the rise. See it, feel it, believe it, live it. Okay, then we come to personal growth gauge. The author designed the following growth gauge for you to evaluate where you are in each area identified. It is in no way a determining factor for your overall personal growth, but it is for your awareness as you progress through reading this book. Use the information below to guide you. O is for stagnant, no growth. O 0.5 is very little growth. 1 is some growth taking place, and 1.5 is growth taking place with willingness to improve. Then it gives you a growth gauge table. It says personal growth assessment, tool to check your awareness of how you are growing in each area. And then 1.5, then 1.5 and 0, and then it leaves you space to actually put in your details. And then at the bottom, it's got spiritual life, personal life, family life, awareness of my purpose. So those are the options that you put obviously clearly on those lines and determine which level you're at for each. The next page continues this personal growth assessment checklist, spiritual life. It says place a tick beside each area below that applies to your spiritual growth. The first is my relationship with God is growing. I'm leading a God-centered life. I'm disciplined in prayer, reading the words, scriptures, and meditation, quiet time. My daily life bears witness to the inner relationship I have with God. I have a growing network of meaningful relationships that are adding value to my spiritual life. I use my gifts to serve in my local church, community, or otherwise. Then it says comments. Is there any area that needs improvement? How do you think you can improve? And then it's got a little note at the bottom which says, note that this is just a personal assessment tool for the purpose of this book and is not to be used as the only determining factor for your personal growth. Fair comment. I'm sure each situation or each person has a unique experience and a unique story or a unique growth pattern, or you know, said experiences are different. And then the next chart is personal life. Place a tick beside each area below that applies to your personal growth. I am motivated to be a lifelong learner. I respond to challenges in a positive way. I respond to challenges in a negative way. I often run away from challenging situations. I see challenges as opportunities for my growth. I am aware of my gifts and talents. I'm using my giftedness or talents for my advancement. I'm determined to develop my skills and thrive for excellence. I'm serving others with my gifts. My vision for my life is clear and documented. Comments. Is there any area that needs improvement? How do you think you can improve? And once again, there's a note at the bottom, which is a disclaimer, once again, pretty much indicating what the previous one said. And then we get a look, at what the general overview about the book is about. And I'll just read this before closing. The Persistent Grower is a book of personal growth and development aimed at helping people win at life as they read and appropriate the shared strategies and information. Persistence is one of the most essential qualities of successful people. However, to achieve success requires the right strategies. This book provides a growth plan, sharing nuggets on areas that affect or influence your personal development and strategies to increase productivity. It is time to make your life count. You have much to offer. Many people are waiting to be impacted by you. Well, that, I think, is the biggest motivator more than anything. Then it tells a little bit about the author. Shaniel Mcgawan-Francis is a wired to win productivity life coach, a top coach for impact awarded in 2021, I believe. She is a trained mentor for youths in vulnerable communities in Jamaica, West Indies, where she resides. She is a devout woman of God, a wife and a mother of 3 children. She is the author of another book, Healed, Freed, Delivered, Producing, A Girl Scarred, A Journey to Overcoming, Tiffany's Empowerment, and a children's book, Hope. She serves as a deaconess at her church, Worship and Faith International Fellowship, under the leadership of Apostle Courtney McLean. In addition, she is in a public or conference speaker, authorship coach, publisher, and literacy specialist. She's also the founder and director of the Victory Over Post Foundation, providing charitable aid, scholarships, etc. Shaniel Mcgawan-Francis holds a diploma in education, a Bachelor of Education in Language Education Literacy Studies, First Class Honours, and an Associate Degree in Biblical Studies Honours, and is pending the completion of a Master of Arts in Counselling Psychology. She lives by the mantra, with hard work and determination, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And on that note, that's the end of the review. But certainly this lady has a lot of accolades under her belt, and so far the book seems very, very promising. It's got all the right qualities, all the right contents that I feel anybody would need as, perhaps a foundation, a starting point as to where they could possibly develop themselves. But I encourage you to get the book. Well, if you want to grow, definitely. I know certainly it's a book I would like to look more into. So I'd say once again, it's a thumbs up this month. I've really thoroughly enjoyed doing this review, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Please do share this review with all your friends and family, and you may want to pick up a copy and share this book with others and give it to them as an actual gift if you feel they're stagnant and need some sort of help in the growth area. So until next month, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this session. And if you want to purchase the book, there's a button below which will take you to Amazon, where you can just purchase the book for this author. Okay, take care until next month.